What's up everyone, my name is Mistic and welcome to Mistic Reacts. Today I'm doing another video by Jubilee, Odd One Out. I haven't reacted to a video of theirs in a while. The last one I did was like anime fan versus anime hater. But this time it's one secret Trump voter versus 6 Democrats. This will be very easy, in my opinion, to figure out. But let's get on into it.
I'm a Democrat.
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 I'm a Democrat. Okay, so why don't we introduce ourselves? I'll go first.
Okay,
My name's
2024.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Christina.
I'm Brock.
I'm Zakia.
Steven.
Cool.
Awesome.
So where's everybody from?
I'm originally from the Bronx, but I live here in LA now.
I live here in Los
It's
Angeles.
not them.
I'm from Guatemala. I don't know if you guys can hear from my accent, but I live in LA.
I'm from Ohio, but I live in LA.
I'm here, born and raised.
All right, from Florida, Winter Haven, but I live in West Hollywood now.
Originally from Texas, but I've lived here in California now most of my life.
Steven, when he said he was
Everyone
from
from
Texas,
California.
it seemed a little suspicious.
Really quickly, do you guys have what positions are you most passionate about?
LGBT rights, immigration, things like that. So.
Disabilities. So I have 2 children.
Great
Each have
jacket.
a different disability. So for me, that's a huge cause.
I think employee rights, LGBTQ rights for me as well.
Oh yeah, definitely the same. I would say employee rights, LGBT rights, incarceration issues.
How many of us are queer? Can you raise your hand? Is that okay? Raise your hand. It's a safe space. We can be queer. It's okay.
What about important issues for you two?
The environment for sure, LGBT rights, and just women's rights in general.
Maybe Christina's the one throwing us off with this rainbow top and be incognito.
I think she was too quiet, to be honest. She was just waiting for everybody to vote each other out and kind of leave her to the side. For me, it's immigration. As you guys, I came here legally, so another thing, I'm an HR manager, so for me, diversity and inclusion is a lot.
So you said that you came over through the process and stuff. How do you feel about people who didn't?
Look, the sun shines for everybody, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's great jacket.
True.
What's best for you?
Okay. That was the answer I wanted to hear, and I was praying you'd say. I was just like, please.
For me, it's clean energy and increasing funding for scientific research and also diversity, of course.
No, where do you guys consume your news? Where do you find out what's going on politically?
I watch Hassan a lot.
I love him.
I love Hassan, mostly because I'm attracted to him.
Me too.
Please react to this.
Mine's just Apple because I have my phone. I check news sources regularly, so it's whatever comes across the
They
feed.
have news on there?
They have it sometimes, but it's mostly like Vox, Atlantic.
If it's not in your algorithm, it won't come up. So I think that definitely
I have no clue
solidified
about
it
that.
to me that it was Steven.
It's all over the spectrum pretty much. So I try to get a good sampling,
But he's
because
also
I know
from
the truth is somewhere in the
Texas,
middle of that.
So.
I like Univision.
There's some sharp questions. I was like, oh my God.
My handwriting's really ugly. I'm sorry.
Not them.
The way he was dressed, I think he was overdoing it. And when you're coming to a show where there's 5 other Democrats, there's no need to prove that point.
Definitely
Yeah, but I
Steven,
don't think so.
middle-aged
Like
white
that.
guy.
So a
Whether
MAGA
he is
would
or
do
isn't,
that.
it just makes sense to sort of eliminate someone that instantly raises suspicions.
She immediately said Fox News. Like if you're a Republican, you're immediately going to go there.
I feel like I voted for Christina because she just seemed kind of not as loud as everyone else.
I voted for Christina not because I suspected her, but I just needed somebody to vote out first.
What? That's crazy.
What?
I am appalled. I feel like it's pretty obvious it's not me. I literally have blue hair. I think it's because they
Pronouns?
thought it was too obvious, so maybe I should have worn a different top.
Can I ask if you didn't vote for Christina, who did y'all vote for?
Yeah, I voted for Steven.
I voted for you.
Oh!
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, so y'all should talk that out.
As soon as news hit, you immediately went to Fox News. That's
Yeah, well,
why I
because
voted for
I'm
you.
trying to catch a Republican. And you said yes, so I don't know.
Well,
I'm
that's
kind
what
of thinking.
I don't control what comes across Apple. Like it's all sorts of news stations.
Feels
So
defensive. Plus algorithms, I don't know. But, we still have time to ask more questions. Like, how would you define woke culture?
yeah, that's a tricky one because now it's become just like everything else. It's become politicized. It's become so divisive, which is how our nation is right now. Which is why we're in the mess we're in right now.
And then how would you define yourself?
Yeah, I think in this country we're just so obsessed with putting people into labels and boxes.
That's this game, but okay.
No,
I'll get out here. I'll
We
get
just
out
did
here.
that.
What about for
But
you?
there are other people.
What's
Yeah.
woke culture mean to you?
To me, woke culture means understanding what the issues are, being well informed about those issues, and being able to talk about them in a way that doesn't like polarize people, but just saying like this is what it is, right? Like it's facts, you know, about
But
slavery.
woke,
It's facts
woke
about all these
culture
things. So.
and
I just
being
want to say, like,
informed or
you're,
like
you're not suspicious.
handled
Right.
differently.
I'm just not.
It's like
suspicious
queer
of
black
you.
person.
Like in terms of
masculining.
like
Ah,
how
it
the
be- it be
news
cringe,
touches
Throws
on.
off, but like I don't
it
think it
could be.
is.
Right, I'm like, I'm looking at you two right here.
I
Like,
just
what?
noticed
Listen,
the
I
like
only know of one
horns.
conservative drag queen. She's literally was in a different video, and I'm not her because I'm pretty.
Ooh.
Shade. Where do each of us work? Like, what do you do for a living?
I'm an HR manager.
I'm an employment attorney for employees.
Oh,
that are
okay, so we-
discriminated against.
we-
Yeah.
I
We're in the
profess.
same boat.
What is it,
I profess.
Professor?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Nice.
Of what?
Finance, real estate, and law. I'm in the
Oh,
business school.
okay.
Mm.
Okay, smart people. Looking more suspicious.
There's a lot of us that are
say
no. There's a
it.
lot of us that are Democrats. through that
Drag
process.
queen, content creator.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chef, restaurant manager.
Oh,
Ooh.
Ooh.
I thought, oh, he's a restaurant owner. If you're a business owner, you're probably more likely to be a Republican, in a lot of contexts.
I'm an engineer, and
wow.
which is
Very
why
cool.
I know a lot about technology, and that's
Yeah,
why I care
clean
so much
energy.
about clean energy.
Yep.
What do
Oh.
you care about beyond environmentalism? Like, I feel like environmentalism is something like a lot of people could come together for.
Yeah, apart from clean energy and environmental, also diversity, you know. And I feel like the Republican Party is actively railing against these initiatives to have more diverse workforce, which goes counter to who I am,
Okay.
you know.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty with a real question. How do you feel about trans people, all of you?
Oh, I love trans people. I got like many trans friends. They're like, I sound like that guy who's like, I got black friends. Right. You know? But,
for me, to be honest, like I said, the sun shines for everybody. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive in this country. So whether you're accepted by some or not accepted by others, look, as long as you have a roof over your head, you have food to eat,
Is that
you're
the only
surviving.
phrase he
I think that's
knows?
the most important thing to me.
wow.
So for me, it's very important that you accept the people for who they are. Diversity is one thing, but inclusion is another thing. You gotta include them.
I asked about trans people, and he's like, well, they can just live their lives. I was like, he completely dodged the question.
Yeah.
I mean, you live your life. Like, we are who we are. We can't change who we are. I don't have many trans friends,
Okay.
but like I've been around gay people. Like I've talked to them. Like
Well, there's a
we have
difference
good
between
time.
gay people and trans people.
Oh no,
Just-
I'm very much aware.
Yeah.
I just mean like in terms of like the whole LGBTQ sphere.
Right. So for me, it's part of my existence of sort of my community, but it's also part of my work. I'm an employment attorney, and so I have a lot of clients that are LGBTQ that have been discriminated against at work. I represent them. I make sure they get what they deserve to the best of my ability. So to me, it's through and through.
Yeah, for me, it's, I work for the Cal State system.
Yeah.
And so the name of the game is social mobility. How do you take the most vulnerable segments of the population and you help them to get to where everybody else is? A lot of my focus is on poverty. If you are LGBTQ, if you are a racial or ethnic minority, and you're poor, it's just that much worse. One of the worst things to be in this country is poor.
So we have
It's ridiculous.
30
It's like
seconds.
a problem that you
so-
could fix, but nobody's actually putting in the work to get it done. Sorry.
Well, that was short-lived. I think I can guess who the real imposter is. But first, have you been a victim of a personal injury case? Every year, as a personal trainer, I meet so many clients that are in recovery from all sorts of injuries and accidents, ranging from car accidents. Thanks to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this portion of this
There's the
episode. Now
thing.
let's get back to the video.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
That's who
second
I
he
think it
started
is.
talking about the sunshine, I knew. I just wasn't buying it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about it.
Stephen felt like an easy vote. I was still on the fence about Anthony and Kevin.
I voted for Zakia because, being from Florida, Florida's a red state. I just didn't know if I could really believe everything that they were saying.
Mm.
Tallied the votes, and the results are a tie.
Mm.
Wow. Okay.
Between Steven and Zakia.
Oh.
Imagine
You
that.
will each
What?
have 40 seconds to make your case
Okay.
to the group.
Yeah, so I am not the Republican, I am a Democrat. In terms of LGBTQ, which came up a whole lot, I live with a trans person. My daughter is a lesbian. My wife is Demi. I was totally truthful when it came to social mobility. It's very important to me as a college professor. And yeah, that's basically it.
Well, I'm certainly not the Republican. I grew up in Florida, where I was oppressed because I was queer and black, and we didn't have a lot of money. I moved to California because I was like, I want to have my rights respected, and I also love the beach. I actually ran for political office in West Hollywood a couple years back. Very progressive city, and so I literally live, eat, and breathe, you know, protecting the rights of like democratic queer people. So it's not me.
I mean, he did. It's a tie again.
Another tie.
But he did do the thing of, oh, I have
You need to
gay
convince each
friends
other
and
to
family,
budge.
but you know.
Oh my god, this is
Okay.
So who voted for who? I voted for Steven because I really don't think it's her.
I voted for Steven, but I don't think it's either.
I don't think it's either of them.
Yeah.
I think the mole is standing right here with me.
Oh, wow.
I think it's one of you. I do.
Yeah, I think the same.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's one of the four that's right here. But I voted for Zakaya. Just being an attorney, you know, kind of gave me the vibes. I feel like Steven's also too obvious. You know,
That's why I
like,
said it's neither
For
of
me,
them.
I don't think he's obvious. I think it's way too bold of a lie.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
I voted for Sakaya. I mean, she came from Florida. She said she wants to be at the beach. I'm like, there's, I think, better beaches in Florida. She's an attorney. I mean, if you look our
I mean, they both have
financials or
beaches,
income
but
per group,
California,
I don't think
guess,
either us
is
immigrants or
cleaner
LGBTQ are there
from what I've
financially
seen
to say, hey, you
compared
know,
to
we're profits,
Panama.
let's see what happens. You know?
Point who you guys want to choose.
I can't believe it. I mean, queer black person in America, not that it's impossible, but it feels impossible that I would be a Republican when all of my
It's
rights are
more
literally on the
common
line and being
somehow.
erased as we speak. So
Please raise your hand if you want to continue playing the game.
I have doubts.
All right.
What'd he
It's
say?
unanimous.
I want to know more about this middle area here because
I
tell
feel
me
like we
things.
could have possibly already gotten the mole as a partially, I kind of feel, but then I feel like.
honestly,
then
I don't
like,
think so.
we didn't.
Oh, no?
Unless we were lucky the first
I
round.
still have my doubts. I think I judged a little
If
prematurely.
I'm being honest, I think it is one of you two. One, there's been a larger shift towards black voters voting for Trump.
Oh, wow.
And that's the
I
only
still
reason
don't
why
understand.
I suspect you,
That's
just because it's
terrible.
not me.
No.
The other reason is that there's also been like immigrants like coming into this country and then switching over to voting for Trump.
Yes.
That was
Yeah, I personally know someone who is an immigrant from like childhood who is extremely for Trump and hates immigrants somehow despite being one. So, yeah.
that was my concern.
But I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything that
Also
you guys
doesn't make
said.
any
It's
sense,
just
yeah.
because what's happening around
And it was
us.
just like the sun shines for everyone. That one's, it just felt so like anyone can say that, you know what I mean? Like, so I just want to know more. Like,
Okay, I can tell you my story. I came here illegally when I was 15. Across the desert, took me 2 days. People don't believe me, but I tell them, look, go to the Children's Hospital in LA, October 22nd, you'll see my records there. And this is why I'm in HR. Now I'm in charge of helping other people create that culture. Like, if you come in, you're somebody, you know, not just because of your past or what you went through. So that type of thing, that's why immigration is something that I love.
Whenever he was saying, oh, you can go here and find my records, and like, I thought that was over the top.
talking about immigration, that could go either way because Biden, we all know, has
The
done a lot
if
of
you're
deportations
here, you're
himself and the
someone
Obama administration as
is
well. So I just felt like it's not,
weird.
it could lean either way.
Can we
Nice.
go around and just say how we feel about Trump?
I feel like we haven't even talked about that.
I'll be very honest, you're not gonna like my answer to this. So Trump is the president that none of us want,
Mhm.
but he's the president that we deserve, and here's
Whoa.
why. Here's
Whoa.
why. No, I'm serious.
Whoa.
Here's why.
No, yeah.
Because
It's like
the
George
because we are so
Carlin's
politically
thing.
divisive,
Hold on.
if
I wanna
we
hear
don't get
this.
back
Yeah.
as a country to compromise and bipartisanship, Trump's just the beginning. It's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Right.
I'll answer second since you guys think that it's me, but it's definitely not. I cut off family members, my own mom, for voting for Trump. Trump
I
is,
wish I
is,
could do
is
that.
the worst thing for America today, and that's what I'm worried about is today.
To be honest, I don't like the things that he said about people. Him calling all of Hispanics, let's put it Hispanics, rapists and all their things. It's not true. I'm part of that, and he's just lying about me. He's lying about my family and lying to other people. So that's something we don't want to be perceived as, you know?
By the way, I just want to put that out there. I'm Latina. Like,
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm not white.
Okay.
But as far as how I feel about Trump, I think he's going to win. I definitely think
And
he's
he
going to win,
did.
unfortunately, because our old man is barely kicking. Like, and stop electing old people.
Yeah, our
Stop
party,
it.
our party needs to
People
get it
ask, am I
together.
ageist? Yes.
I think my biggest point
We could
against
have a
Trump is
woman.
that he made it okay to hate. Sure, the racism was there, it was hidden, but when he comes out and he starts saying all these things like, you know, rapists coming into the country and good people on both sides,
And to
stand back
salute.
and say bye, and just, he made
Well,
it
Elon,
okay
but, you
in this
know.
nation to have a dialogue against other people, and it is resurging in a way like we've never seen before.
Right. How could a black person vote for Trump is my thing.
I
After
asked myself the same
Charlottesville-
question. It makes
After
no
Charlottesville, you said you ask yourself that same question, so you might be voting for Trump?
No, because I've had this talk with people who do vote, or not people who vote for Trump, but like,
Look, I don't judge people for being a Republican. Well,
I do.
maybe a little. But I would judge them worse if they didn't have the Nectar app.
Yep.
I voted for Barack because he had slipped up and said a comment about black people voting for Trump. Is that, you voting?
My strategy coming in was that the Trump supporter talks a lot. Anthony just really couldn't stop talking, so.
We have tallied up the votes,
And it's a tie.
the result is another tiebreaker.
Oh my gosh.
The tiebreaker is between Brock and Anthony.
How is no one voting for Gray
You got
Jacket?
40 seconds to make your case for why they shouldn't vote for you, and then we'll do a revote.
So, I'm gay as
He's for
I work
Trump,
with
but
BLM.
yeah.
I know Republicans would never do that. I organize for Palestine. I grew up in a really large family. I'm all about sharing. I'm all about diversity, communication. I work in a cuisine that's outside my culture, my race. So I had to dive in. I had to study this cuisine. So,
all right, let's talk about race. My family came to this country on ships and in chains, and we have worked to get to the point where I can stand before you today as an engineer and somebody who's achieved a lot in this life that people way generation before me would never have dreamed possible. I've seen a lot of talk from the Republican Party about how we shouldn't be talking about race in schools and just the erasure of the pain and the suffering that my predecessors have gone through. But there are other things.
And people, Southerners, who say it was state rights instead of, the state's rights to do what? But,
Things
There
that
we go.
I feel strongly about as well, but this is my one thing.
Really?
yes, you're bad.
All right.
Yeah, I'm cooked.
ooh.
Please
Expected as
exit
much.
the square, Brock.
I brought up the black conservative issue as a very risky strategy, mind you, and I think that came to bite me in the butt.
And then there were 4.
Please raise your hand if you want to continue playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay, now you got to convince each other. I'll give you 30 seconds to convince each other.
Who are people still suspicious of? Like, just right off the bat.
I'm suspicious of you two.
They started sussing me? Are you kidding?
You, I'm suspicious of being an immigrant, right? A lot of immigrants do vote for Trump, but they do vote for conservative, like a tendency, right? So I would say it's down between you two in my head, but then I'm kind of thinking
That's time. That's the thing.
oh, I got the whole thing. Sorry, guys.
All right, you got to revote.
Anthony talks too much. Everyone needs to know that.
I talk too much.
Please raise your hand if you'd like to continue playing the game.
All right.
Why didn't he raise
So
his
the
hand this
majority has
time?
decided to stop playing the game. If
Oh,
the lights turn green, you
if
have
that was in that box,
successfully
I would have
voted the
got
mole
it.
out and you win. If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. I knew it. I was the only one who voted to continue the game.
Oh, man.
When I count to 3,
Gray
Mole, please step
jacket.
forward. 1, 2, 3.
Knew it.
I literally
Since the jump. I knew it.
Wow.
I knew it.
Sorry, Steven.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I literally voted for him so many times.
I'm sorry. I thought it was you. I did.
Just because I'm Latino, people already assume that I'm Democrat when I'm a full Republican.
Kevin was the mole. I knew it. I said it in the
So
round.
what
I'll
about
let
the
my
things
stereotype
Trump
get the better of me.
said
'Cause
that
for
you,
me, it
you
was,
know,
oh, he's a successful
said you hated?
engineer, he's an entrepreneur. If we had to go another round, I was going to definitely vote Kevin.
I was right, and more people need to trust me.
Okay, hi guys.
Ay.
Okay, so everything I said is true though. I am a Republican now. I was a Democrat before. The thing that made me switch to being a Republican is because I had a couple friends that got deported with Biden's administration that I thought was very, very unfair. Biden has 2 or 3 times more deportations than Trump does. That tells me something. When Trump was trying to get the finances to build the wall, as an exchange, he was willing to offer citizenship to people that had DACA and that came here and that went to high school, graduated high school. Through my research, I found out that Democrats said no. So that kind of struck me like, okay, why would you say no when you're out there all about like, oh, immigrants? Another one, I'm a veteran from the US Army. The VA funding, all Democrats voted against it. I have disabilities, I go to the VA for healthcare a lot, and I don't have the finances to go to an independent doctor. So that kind of made me do it, because Republicans are more for our veterans. I was able to get my mom, who's an immigrant with criminal record, her green card through a Republican program called Parole in Place. Those are my interests, my family's interests, so that is why I voted.
I think so many people are Democratic or Republican, liberal or conservative for very different reasons. But you should listen to people who have different opinions than you. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, give yourself an opportunity to learn.
This election year.
When
a
did they
lot is
start
going
doing
on.
ICE
Just have
raids?
faith in
This
whatever you
year?
decide.
Or was it
We'll get
last
through
year
it
they
together as a
started doing
country.
that?
Please vote in November. It's way too important not to. We have to make sure that our rights are secured.
There's more than just the president that we're voting on. There are policies and other people being elected. Please make your
And
voice
this was
heard, no matter how
before,
small you think it is. Please just go out there and vote.
Kamala
Trump is a capitalist.
ran.
That's something I like from him. I like my pockets full.
Yeah. Okay, I got it correct early on. Not surprising in the least. Let me know what you thought, I guess. And until next time, bye bye.